So right now I am in the middle of Raleigh, Mass right now, and I am with Lisa. Thank you for being on my show, Lisa.
Thank you for coming out today.
I am at Country Gardens in Raleigh, Mass, and I will tell you, this is way better than going away any beach at all that I can think about. And as soon as I came in here, I saw color, but I also saw sound. And that's exactly what this is. It's not a garden center, it's a water garden center. It's unbelievable. I mean, if you look at what you see right here, Lisa has it got it going on over here. Lisa, tell me a little bit about what you have over here, because I am just so, and you know, we walked around the whole place.
Yep.
I'm so absorbed by, ever since I was a little kid, I like gardens, but this is a water garden, and you've got all these different things going on over here.
We do. We have plants, we have fish, we have the sound, we have the movement of the water, and we've got dragonflies we saw. We talked about the frogs that we have. There's something for everybody in a pond, really, and that's what we specialize in, is the water. Getting it into your backyard in any shape, in any form at all we can do.
And that's what I liked about it. Now over here, we're going to walk up the stairs here, and hopefully the camera picks up here. There's a whole bunch of koi fish.
Yeah.
And you told me something that I was overwhelmed with. They live to
about 30 years in these parts. Some of these are about 20 years old now. They do breed in this pond, so you'll see some smaller ones in here as well. And look at them, they're waiting for us to feed them.
So one thing I was really so keen with, and I loved, that you have lettuce plants. I don't know, hopefully the camera picks all this up, except the excitement that I got, because I'm really overwhelmed. The fish over here want to be fed. We're going to zoom in close here, but this is called what?
That's called water lettuce, and it floats on the surface of the pond. It's not in a pot. It's in a ring to protect it from the fish, but the roots just hang in the water. They're excellent for shade, place for the fish to hide, and they cleanse the water with those root systems.
So let's feed these fish.
Let's feed them. Let's grab some food.
All right, so Lisa, we're going to feed these now, right?
Feed these fish now. Watch, they'll like bubble on top of the water.
Oh, wow.
We feed once a day. You could feed more than once a day, but the more you feed, the more fertilizer they're going to produce. So you want to make sure you got plenty of plants to soak up all that fertilizer.
And that's fertilized, and there's a good picture of the actual lettuce. Now, one thing I'm going to say to everybody right now, this is amazing, because it's like 11:30 in July right now, peak in the middle of the summer. It's really hot, and I'm going to tell you out loud, there's nothing like a water garden like this. I mean, Lisa, you have it really going on, and I'm not just saying that. This is unbelievable. Could you imagine just doing this in your yard? And there's other smaller ones that I'm going to show you with Lisa later on, but I mean, look at this. You can't even go anywhere to do something like this in your own backyard. This is phenomenal. Now,
I want you to look at, see that blue and white fish over there? Now these are koi. See how long the fins are on that fish?
Yeah.
That's called a butterfly koi. There's another gray one next to it. There's a white one. Versus if you look at the orange one, the fins are shorter. These are domestic bred koi, butterfly koi, and regular fin koi in here.
wow. And look at the setting. So this is really a nice, unique, because it's a small circle, and you actually, instead of a fire pit, you could actually have a garden like this. And this is a garden because you have plants all around it, and you got the water features, but you get your koi all in there. Now Lisa, these are a little bit smaller koi.
These actually are goldfish. These are a combination of serracicomets, chabumpkins. They're in the goldfish family. Difference between your regular tank goldfish and these guys, a longer body, longer fins, and there's the ones that you see that are like blue, those are called chabumpkins. The ones that have the white and the red are serracicomets. So these are nice fish for a smaller pond, something maybe not too deep. They don't grow as fast as the koi, not as aggressive. I could put plants right in the water here, they won't destroy them. But these fish, these are very hardy fish, live to about 10 years old.
Wow. And this really has a good formation. I mean, you could just sit right beside this and just be so relaxed.
Now you can put lights on this at night.
Oh, you know I love lights.
Oh, shine right up through that water bubbling on the top. Put lights shining on the vases themselves. It's beautiful at night with lights on it. White lights, color changing lights. anything. There's
And this.
no end to what you can do.
And this you could create with Lisa over here. This is great.
Yep.
So here we saw some turtles, and you told me something about this, a law. You can only have a certain size turtle. Is that correct?
Yeah, these turtles, we sell turtles that are at least 4 inches across in diameter. It's not legal in Massachusetts to sell turtles smaller than that. These guys are called Western painted turtles. You can see all the markings on them.
Now, do they all have their own little design?
They all have their own little
Now, is he
design.
coming because he wants to? They actually, it seems like they're all running away from me here. Like this guy here is like, I'm jumping in here. This looked like me at the pool last night, just trying to think if I was going to go in there down there. But they just like to soak up the sun here. It's really hot.
That's why I have this in the center here. So when the sun's out, they'll sit right up there. They do a thing called stacking. They actually climb on top of each other's backs.
Really?
Yep.
What's that do?
Yep. Yeah, I guess they're just getting closer to the sun.
Really?
But they gotta have water too. They only eat in the water. They don't eat outside the water. So when
Now-
we feed them in the water.
I'm not trying to be funny. You don't think that this guy is some kind of a lifeguard or something, do you?
He could be the guy, well.
All right, listen, he's kind of like that. But this is something that you could create in your own garden. You could actually get these from you,
Yep.
create a nice turtle garden with some nice plants and flowers and have this feature, but you could also have something kind of bringing some water in here. And this would be nice. Your kids would love it.
Kids love the turtles.
I mean,
we
this
talk
would-
to somebody who just comes to visit turtles a little
And
bit.
I saw that earlier.
Yep.
We were talking. They bought a couple of turtles here, and they love it. And they stay home. They work around the yard, and they go out and they have a decent sized area. And they were looking to get another turtle, and they were actually going to get some food too.
Yep.
And what do these turtles eat? Because I have no idea.
Well, there is a turtle food. However, if we put plants in here, duckweed or water lettuce, they'll chew on that as well. You can put even romaine lettuce you could throw in here. The turtles would eat it. To give them a little varied diet, you do want to feed them a protein food like a turtle food, or even a fish food. The turtles we have in with our fish, they all eat the same fish food.
Oh wow! Now you got to remind me about the duckweed, because I saw that and I go, "What is this, algae?" And you said, "No,
Nope.
you are wrong."
It's a tiny plant that floats on the surface.
Yeah, and that's inside.
Yep.
So this is really, really kind of cool. I want to see more. There was some turtles that we saw inside there, and where you actually raise your fish, right?
Yep.
And that is awesome. Let's go see those too. So Lisa, I walked in here when we were walking in, and I just fell in love with it. I saw it from over there. Tell me a little bit, because this is all self-contained. I love gardens like this. You have all the different grains. You got a frog right here, but I love the movement. I always
Yep.
love movement, and I fell in love with this. Tell me about this.
So these are what we call patio ponds. Okay? And the reason we call them that, they can go on a patio, they can go in the house if you want them to, they can go in the middle of a garden, anywhere you want to put them. Little circulating water, the toucan's one way to do it. He makes noise, which is nice, right? The frog is nice, the bamboo's nice. Aquatic plants, you can even put a couple of fish in here.
And these are all that you have here. But these, can I touch this and pick it up?
Yes.
So see this? Look at the root system on this. This is actually growing in water. And this is what makes water gardening, I think, to me, you do this every single day, so amazing. It's growing, but some of these actually incorporate a flower, correct?
Yes.
And it just makes it. Now this is a water lily.
That's a
I know.
water hyacinth,
Oh,
actually.
see?
It is floating as well, see?
And look at the roots.
Look at the roots.
I mean, that's ready to pop.
Yep.
When will that actually send out a shoot?
Well, look, this is how they multiply. See this little one coming off here? See this little one coming off here? So this is just going to keep growing, building another hyacinth. Grow, build another hyacinth. The flower, nice purple flower, just like your hyacinth in the springtime.
Yeah.
Well, it gets a little purple flower just like that.
Wow. And that's in the water. In the water.
There's nothing, no pot, no nothing. Just floated in the water.
Wow. And you got the toad in the back going, yeehaw!
Yes.
That's
Crazy,
awesome.
He's crazy legs.
That's awesome. So Lisa, we walked across this, and actually I'm just taking a little break, cheating on the job right here today. So we got a turtle that's going to come up on this lot. Tell me about these. I was asking you earlier about there's like an orange mark on this particular large turtle. And what does that mean?
That is a particular variety of turtle called a red ear slider. And that's how you know it's a red ear slider. It's got those red marks on what ears would technically be.
Now that doesn't mean anything as far as like the size or the color or anything.
No,
It just
you
means
can see red our sliders out in local ponds at 12, 14-inch diameter around.
Really?
Yep, they're winter hardy around here. And he gets along with these fish. You see him with these fish. They don't have the problem with each other.
You just throw a little bit of food and the
Yep.
fish, they're all getting together. Now, the yellow one, what does the
Yep.
yellow markings mean on these
That
little
one
guys?
is a painted turtle.
Is that different than the ones that we
Similar
saw?
to the ones we had out.
Really?
Yep, little older turtle.
And they just seem so happy in this water gun because you have a bucket over there that's flowing the water, and then you got this log right here that they just kind of, I saw some of them riding on it, just floats around, and once in a while, like he was on it, he just jumps on it, and there he goes again.
Yep.
And he's saying, hey, don't touch this, this is my log, this is my house. And he's looking, he's like, where'd you come from? But this is so cool. And then there's him right there. He's,
His squirt. He's our biggest turtle.
what does he like to eat? What is he?
This is just a turtle food. But he'll eat fish food, he'll eat anything we throw in there.
And this pond here looks like you made out of bricks.
Yep.
And you've got these ferns in the background that give you like a background, so it almost gives you infinities. But the way the natural setting here, this looks like it was something like almost like the Charles River.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
similar to it.
It's not a real deep pond. We got the rocks for the turtles to get up on, and we got the circulating water and filtered water. They stay. This pond runs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
I mean, you could call me crazy, but I could do something like this.
You can do it
Sit here
inside.
all day long and just do this. And the fun thing was building this
Yes.
and creating it in my own way, or anybody out there could do this. This is really kind of simple. You don't need something big. You could even do half of this. If you know, I've seen people make fire pits out of these. If you did half of this and you have a little, little structure like that little pelican over there. Is that what I called it, a pelican?
He's a toucan, but that's
Toucan,
okay.
our pelican, okay,
Pelican.
different tropics. And you could have this, you could have some fish around here and just your filter, and that would be fun. And there goes the turtle. Now he actually made it. Take a look at that. That's awesome. I mean, this is really, really fun.
They are.
So I noticed that you sell fish here, and can you tell me how that all works?
Well, we sell both varieties of koi, primarily domestic bred, although most people know them as Japanese koi, and we also sell goldfish. These are koi. You can see all the different color patterns, and there are people that are really into their fish and can tell you the Japanese names of these fish. Well, I mean, I know some of them.
Really? So like some of them would be?
So, like if you see one that has black and red and white on it, that is called a showa or a sanke, depending on how the black patterns go. If you see one that's just red and white, that's called a kohaku. All Japanese terms for the names of the fish. But any fish, regardless of the color, can be fun. They're friendly. The bigger they get, the more they get used to you feeding them. They come right. I can get the big fish outside just to eat right out of my hand if I wanted to.
We'll have to do that. I'm going to take you up on that.
The fish and the plants create an ecosystem in the pond. They rely on each other. The fish create waste to feed the plants then cleanse the water for the fish.
Now we were talking earlier, hate to butt in, you were talking earlier and I said, I hear a lot of people say that if you have standing water or you have a fish pond, it's gonna bring mosquitoes and all that stuff, and I don't want it. And you were saying the opposite, and I said,
The fish are going to, if you're fishing the pond, they're going to eat any mosquito larvae that are laid in the pond. But moving water will also prohibit the mosquitoes from laying eggs into the water. And that's important in a fish pond, is that the water is continually moving for oxygen and the health of the water.
So Lisa, we went down here, we were talking about our front, all these different plants, and I actually had no idea some of these plants you can actually keep in water.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that you can do that with. That's a great thing. There's, lots of perennials, lots of grasses, lots of the iris. We talked about the iris. So many can go in both the water and not in the water.
And you grow these here?
We grow them here, yep. Pot them up in the early spring so they're ready for sale. And ready to go out and pot. We keep them all in the pots.
So,
and these are what they call marginal plants, okay, or bog plants. They like to be really shallow in the water. Don't put them down 4 feet deep. Keep them shallow, okay, just like they grow on the edges of a pond or the edges of a stream. You were talking about how you saw this on the edges of the stream.
Yeah.
On the edges, it's not down deep. They're marginal plants.
So it's actually moist, but it's not too moist. Right. So it's taking it up through the roots?
Taking it up through the roots.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And here's my favorite. This is my favorite. And this is what I was talking about earlier to you. This here, it's like I thought it was algae, and you told me no. And it's got roots on it.
Yep.
It almost looks like lunch. And what is this?
It is lunch for some fish, some turtles, ducks love it. That's why they call it duckweed.
Really?
Yep.
This is so, well, you know something? I think it's almost time for lunch. It's really hot out here. It's high noon. Lisa, you've been really great. You actually educated me, and I hope that everybody learns something like I did. Lisa, thank you so much for bringing me here, having me here, giving me so much knowledge that I didn't know. Lisa, thank you so much. You can come up and visit Lisa at
Country Gardens. We're on 157 Central Street in Raleigh, and we have all kinds of ponds for you to look at. We got the fish for sale, the aquatic plant for sale, and the pond materials so that you can build your own backyard aquarium.
Now, Lisa, do you have a website or a way they can contact you?
We do. We have a website. We try to keep it updated with lots of videos and seasonal maintenance tips. It's Country Gardens-Raleigh. For those of you not familiar with Raleigh, ROWLEY, countrygardens-raleigh.com.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for being part of my show. I'm excited about this. Thank you once again, everybody. This is Around the Garden with Jimmy K. And like I always say, get the garden going. Thank you, Lisa, so much. Good. Hello everybody, my name is Jimmy K, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I decided to do a garden show, something that I've really thought about. One day I was sitting out on the deck out here and I said, you know, all these things that happen around the yard and around the towns and the cities and just blooming, it's a big giant painting, and some of the thoughts and ideas that I've had over the years I've incorporated in people's gardens, my own gardens, and had fun with it. So I decided out of the blue, I told my wife and my kids, I'm going to do a gardening show, and it's going to be a basic gardening show. And basic meaning everyday people, all walks of life, that just explore in a love working outside in the garden, looking at different things, trees and shrubs and all that. Sometimes you might actually hear one of my quotes and say, wait a second, he's wrong. Quote me on that. Tell me I'm wrong, because I want to make this as basic as possible. But through you people, I also wanted to learn, what was I wrong with? You know, did I say a plant wrong or something like that? But I grew up in Watertown, moved with my wife and my kids in Waltham, and I've worked in electronics. I went to school for electronics and did the electronics for like 5 or 6 years. Went into my own business. It just wasn't me. So I still had that outdoor feeling. I loved the mountains. I loved outside. Ever since I was a kid, I've been planting trees. Everywhere I went to people's houses, I needed a piece of their yard, a tree or a perennial something. I dug it out. And if my wife was beside me and my kids, I always had to dig things out. I just had to. So that's a little bit about myself. Hopefully I can entertain you, make you smile, hopefully not make you cry, and you'll actually learn some things. But we're going to do it with a fun way, not a traditional garden show, just learning as we go. And some of the subjects that I want to cover are trees and shrubs that bloom in the spring, in the summer, and the fall. There's just so much magic out there as you drive and you walk and you bike and you talk. Take the headphones on. Take them off. Take the earplugs out and listen. It's unbelievable. A few minutes ago I had a squirrel above here, and then I had a woodpecker. It was crazy, and you just get into this mindset and this relaxation that you're out during all these things. It's just unbelievable. So one of the subjects I did want to cover is, trees and shrubs, color. As we have a crowd of blue jays pass by here. Hopefully they're not terrorizing anybody. And I also want to cover, how to plant, trees and shrubs. We're going to get into it, the proper way to dig the hole, plant the tree, and make it last for years and years and years. And I also want to show you a basic way of fertilizing. Hopefully it's the right way, but that's the way I've been doing it for years and years. Grass and trees and shrubs. This is the best time of year in the spring and partially in the summer to keep your garden rolling, keep it happy, keep feeding it. Give it a burger, give her a burger, or give it some grass, but then every once in a while, not to offend anybody, give it a steak. Give it a steak, let it go yummy. You'll be surprised what those roots will do once they tangle around that nice little fertilizer. They'll sprout up. Okay, I didn't know I could do that with my braces. We're also gonna, cover creating a garden. You don't need space. All you need is a small little area, and you've got your own garden. Some people have those little waterfalls, or some people have a pot with plants in it, And as you sit here, relaxing, on the deck or on the steps, in your apartment or in your house, outside, you have a garden. Whether you like it or not, you have a garden, and you got that smell, and you got that noise, which there's no noise now, but the noise passes through to you, and these are things that if you go outside, it's unbelievable. How can I say anything more than that? It's unbelievable. So we're going to try to get into that, large and small. And it could be as big as a whole acre of land. It could be as small as one of those little container pots that you put paint. There he is, he's back.